and welcome back to my channel. It is Sophie, your favorite trophy, and today I'm back again on the channel and you're here. Welcome back. I'm so happy that you guys are here. You are a returning trophy. Hey, welcome back. And if you're new here, welcome trophies, welcome. So today I thought I would tell you guys a story about my first heartbreak. I feel like a big part of growing a channel is being vulnerable and having you guys know a little bit about me. Let's talk about this. When I was 18, when I was 18, y'all, I was like, I'm finally grown. I'm gonna go out, find me a boyfriend because y'all, when I was younger in high school, I was not allowed to have a boyfriend. Like, my parents were not having it. My mom, she's Jamaican, Caribbean parents. If you guys have Caribbean parents, you already know they do not allow you to be having boyfriends, little friends, or whatever, because they're like, what you know about dating? What you know about love?
They say, what you know about love? I'll tell you everything.
And honestly, they're right. They know what they were doing, because as you're gonna learn during this story, there's a lot that comes with love, relationships, dating that I feel a lot of us don't really understand. And there are a lot of people who are stuck in this mindset that dating is only just, you know, talking to a person, doing fun stuff with a person, and that's not what it is. It's not. There's a lot more that goes into dating and having a relationship with someone. So when I was 18, you guys know, you already know, you watch my old story times, you know, I had a glow up, okay? And I'm like, I'm finally cute, might as well get me a little boyfriend. I'm finally feeling like my self-esteem has risen above the baseline, so you know, let's find me a boyfriend. So I thought, you know, and once again, this was Sophie coming out of being ignorant about social life. So I went on Tinder, made me a little profile, and I found a guy, and I was like, this guy is cool. He's like a gamer, he's nerdy. I'm sort of socially awkward myself, so I was like, perfect, nerd, person who's socially awkward like myself, this could work, right? Yeah. Another point that I should probably add in here is that the dude was 21 and I was 18. I kind of want to make a whole separate video about dating when there's an age difference, because as I've gotten older, I've realized that when you're dating someone and there's a significant age gap, like, a lot of times it doesn't work out, and for the mere fact is that you guys probably don't have a lot in common. Yeah, because when you think about it, 4 years is a lot of time, and when you go even further apart, such as maybe someone who's 18 dating someone who's 26, it's just like, how, like, what are you guys talking about? Yes, but on the other hand, I'm someone who gets complimented a lot about being pretty mature for my age. So I've never been someone to shy away from dating someone who might be somewhat older than me. I've done it. I have my opinions now, but yes, I've done it. Remember, I went to school in Pennsylvania, so I matched with him when I was on break in New York. We started talking, it was great or whatever. While I was away, while we were talking, things were great. And then I came back after my first year at college, and then I came back and, you know, that's when we finally actually got to hang out, because before it was just pretty much texting, because I matched with him like literally right after winter break. So yeah, we were talking, whatever, the vibes were there, whatever. And you know, as I mentioned before, once you go through a period of having low self-esteem, not being very socially involved, and kind of just finding yourself. I was so happy that I found this person and we were vibing and the vibes were there. It was cool and it was awesome. And we dated, and honestly, the guy was super nice. He wasn't mean or rude, or he wasn't a terrible person. It just wasn't working out. And here's what had happened. While I was, dating him, there was a couple red flags that came up. Not only was the age difference kind of coming into play and being an issue, there was also issues in the sense that he was Hispanic. I guess you can say Hispanic. Yeah, he wasn't Latin American, so he was Hispanic. So he was Hispanic and I'm black. Yes. And for some reason, his mom was super racist. He would mention a couple of times that he probably couldn't really introduce me anytime soon to his mom because his mom would be upset. And I would be like, damn, that really sucks because I like you. But once again, being young, trying to figure out life and dating and stuff like that, I completely ignored the red flag of that potentially being a really big problem. Because why in the world would I want to be with someone whose mom is... It doesn't make sense. But anyways, back to the story. That was one of the red flags, is that he mentioned to me he doesn't really, want to introduce me because it's gonna cause some contention within the fam, and he's a mom's boy. So yes. Another red flag was that he was pretty forward, and I understand Tinder is known for the not so great things. It's known for its crappy way of putting crappy people in a pool where you can potentially find someone of value or find someone who's crappy. Of course, he was a dude, he was young, he was looking more for, and at the time, I was not really ready for that. I was like, very innocent or very immature in that sense. So that was a big red flag. And he even mentioned to me while we were dating that he would not marry someone that he has never hooked up with. And, he wanted to test out the person to make sure that it's what they want to be with forever. I don't know. I personally think that if intimacy in that sense is that important to you, that you would not date someone or be with someone, that says a lot about you. But what do I know? I digress. That was also a big thing for me. And I'm not someone who tries to impose my beliefs on other people. However, I personally find it disgusting how in our society we put such a big emphasis on sex, being provocative, being out there in the most, it's like basically they're shoving it down our throats at this point. And I have no problem with that. I think everyone should have the right to sexual expression. It just won't be with me. So that was my issue with that personally. But anyways, as I said, I looked past all these things, the red flags, the things that I really should have considered when dating someone, and I just continued to date him. One day, everything was fine. And then I get like the cold shoulder plus a message, and in your stomach when something isn't right, like when the vibe is not the usual vibe, and you're like, what is up? Like, what is this? So I was getting that, and I remember it was like the last time we hung out, and on the radio when we were driving back to my place, it was like Adele's Send My Love to Your New Lover, and I was like, wow, I like this song. And then he was like, oh, Adele, always trying to come out with music and she's not even that good. Adele's great. But I feel like that was big foreshadowing, because after that date, he broke up with me. And I know I'm making a joke about this. I feel like now I'm actually in a better place where I can talk about it, because if I talked about it like a couple days after it happened, or like during the year, honestly, after it happened, I was distraught, crying, like ask my family. I feel like I died a little bit inside, because it was my first actual heartbreak. Like, of course, in hindsight now, I know that it wasn't love. I didn't love that dude. I barely knew him. But being the first time of me actually, you know, putting effort into trying to connect with someone, because before that, I hated everyone. I did. I made a mistake. But I learned a lot. It took me a couple of years to get past that breakup, because yeah, it took me a while to get over that breakup, because I felt like, oh my gosh, like, wow, making mistakes and I'm just 18. I'm gonna make a whole separate video about how I got over the breakup with this person, because it took a lot, and I have tips on how to get over a breakup, because I've had many breakups since then. There's a lot to learn. If you're young and you're dating someone and you feel like you're gonna break up with this person, or a breakup's coming, or you're struggling in a relationship, or you're wondering why this person doesn't care about me, blah blah blah, the chances are most people are just selfish. It has nothing to do with you, honestly. It's just people trying to, you know, find what they're looking for, and you just aren't what they're looking for. It's sad, but it's true. We all do it, and we can't get upset for people making decisions for their lives. We can only choose how we react to people and the people that we choose to be in our lives. I know after that relationship, I've started to make sure that people who surrounded me, whether it was friends or boyfriends or whatever, dating, whatever, I made sure that they're people that I want. I don't look past red signs. I don't look past red flags anymore, and I'm actually very selective. So if you're going through a breakup right now, do not feel like it is your fault, because it's not your fault. And honestly, it's just experience to make you a better person for the right person that's gonna come along. And honestly, if you are young, and I mentioned this before, realize that there are a lot of things that come into play in a relationship, and it's not just hangouts and doing things together. It is more than that, and there's actually a lot of complicated stuff that goes into being in a relationship with someone. A lot of compromise, a lot of things like that. So it's always best if you're mature. That's why a lot of parents don't recommend people going into relationships when they're in high school, because honestly, at that age, especially honestly even in college, you really should be focusing on becoming a better person yourself, and not trying to find another person to complete you, or find another person to distract you from the things that you should be focusing on. Because honestly, a lot of people get into relationships to distract themselves from their problems. No, you have to address your problems, or every relationship will fail because of those same problems. Now, I'm not a relationship coach. Take everything I say with a grain of salt, or, you know, apply it to your life. But, you know, definitely don't get hung up on anything. Guys, especially this day and age, are very they're programmed to want certain things and to expect things a certain way, just like women are. But for them, it's a little bit more annoying to have to deal with on the woman's side, because they also deal with hormones and they will blame their hormones for everything, just like we do, I guess. But guys, okay, life is complicated. What can we do? Let's talk about some feelings. So the feelings, like when he first messaged me, so he didn't text me, he didn't call me, he messaged me. Lame. And basically it was just like, wow. Like, I felt literally like someone was stabbing me in my chest. I was so distraught. I was sad. I was crying. I was an emotional wreck. Because I was like, how can you do this to me? I'm like the epitome of the best thing that's ever happened to this world. Just kidding. But I was like, what the hell, dude? Like, I thought everything was fine. And that's why I don't like dating Virgos, because they will make you seem like everything's fine and they're really about to break up with you. And I hate when people do that, but it happens a lot. So yeah, that happened. And he, like, it's so funny because for some reason I always for some reason make guys cry. I don't know what it is, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to do that on purpose. Maybe it's because I'm emotional and then it makes them emotional, but I remember calling him because I was like, no, you're not gonna just break up with me over Messenger. Like, it's not happening. And so I, like, purposely video called him because that's what we would do. Like, we would video call, like, often. And I was like, you're gonna explain blah blah blah, and he was just like,
You feel like someone will treat you better and I'm not good enough for you and this, that, and the third.
and I was like, oh my god, you're so pathetic. Meanwhile, ignoring the red flags. But yeah, so I was just like pissed off and sad at the same time. He was like, we can still be friends. That's like how it went down. And I was like, wow, that sucks. But I honestly am glad that it happened, because I would not have wanted to be with that person for the rest of my life. Because yeah, there's some reasons, like, I can't deal with people who are complainers or people who like constantly talk about their situation and do nothing to change their situation. It's like, no, dude. Like, and he was one of those people. And his racist mom and his, you know, judgmental brothers, whatever. But guys, that was my first heartbreak. I'm telling you guys, I was struggling, guys. I wish I could input like videos or snaps of me. I was so sad. Like, I hated that dude for a while, and then I let go because it really wasn't him. It was like the whole situation that was messed up. Anyways, oh my god, trophies, thank you so much for listening. I hope you guys got some useful information from this video, and I love you guys as always. Like this video, comment, share it with your friends, and I'm gonna see you guys on the flip side, because I know I'm gonna see you guys again, because you're not gonna just watch my video and then leave. Right? Love you guys, and I'll see you guys on the flip side.